The diner had grown louder that evening, filled with the laughter of students and the clinking of silverware. At the corner table, a woman in her mid-40s sat quietly, her sleeves pulled down despite the summer heat. She had scars that never healed, smooth, jagged reminders of a life she rarely spoke about. When her sleeve slipped, exposing the ridges of old burns, a group of young men noticed. One of them pointed, laughing cruelly, and the others followed. Their voices cut through the air, mocking her scars, calling her broken. She lowered her eyes, hands trembling around the coffee cup, wishing she could disappear. She had carried pain before, but public ridicule always cut the deepest. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The mocking didn't stop. Whispers turned into bold jeers, and the woman's cheeks flushed crimson. She wanted to run, but instead, she sat still, staring into the steaming coffee as if it could shield her. Then, one of the men leaned closer, sneering. What kind of life leaves marks like that? Her hand shifted, and for the first time, the hem of her sleeve rolled up far enough to reveal not just scars, but ink. A tattoo, faded but unmistakable, a military unit insignia etched deep into her skin. It was not decoration. It was identity. The room stilled for a moment. Across the diner, an older man in his 60s froze mid-bite. His fork clattered onto the plate as his eyes widened. He knew that symbol. He had carried it himself. He rose slowly, the kind of rise that carried weight and authority, and began walking toward her table. The laughter faltered. She noticed him approach, her stomach tightening. Who was he? What did he want? When he reached her, silence fell. The veteran's voice cracked as he spoke, not to the mockers, but to her. Ma'am, that tattoo, what unit? Her voice wavered. 5th Engineers, Kandahar. Gasps fluttered through the diner. The man straightened, his chest rising as memories flooded back. His eyes glistened. I was there. I was with the convoy when they hit the roadside bomb. We never knew who pulled the others out of the wreckage. Until now. She swallowed hard, her throat tightening. She remembered that day. The smoke, the screams, the fire tearing at her arms as she dragged men out of twisted metal. She thought she'd never see any of them again. She was wrong. The young men who had mocked her now shifted uncomfortably, their bravado crumbling in the silence that followed. The veteran turned, his voice firm, echoing with command. You laugh at scars? These are not shame. These are survival. This woman saved lives while you were still children. Whispers spread, then stillness. The weight of his words pressed against every corner of the diner. One of the students lowered his head in shame. Unable to meet her eyes, the veteran reached into his pocket, pulling out a medal he carried always, a symbol of his own survival. He placed it on the table before her, his hands trembling. This belongs near you. You've carried enough without recognition. Tears blurred her vision. For years, she had hidden her scars as reminders of pain, never of courage. But in that moment, under the fluorescent lights and the stares of strangers, the scars became a banner of sacrifice, because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And in the quiet corner of that diner, a woman once ridiculed for her scars found the weight of her silence lifted, replaced with honor that could never be mocked again. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that remind us of the hidden battles carried by ordinary people. Your voice helps keep these stories alive.